One of the things that we like to do is we find people who are just ridiculously good looking.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
hello.
Hi.
Not me, everyone else. but beyond ridiculously good looking, we love funny. Mm-hmm. I love somebody who's just funny naturally. Yeah, so for like the Love Island fandom, I think it happened around season 6 for us. And I think it was one of those awe moments, you know, when we're watching it at home and watching our cast just explode with everybody watching it. What was your thoughts?
It was so cool to see because I was on season 4, as you know, and it was nothing like it is now. So watching the public finally see how amazing this show is and actually like see how fun every person is. And I think Love Island is so fun because you get like attached to your favorites and then you get to watch them grow in such an interesting situation. But for me, I have not had the fame that they have now, and it's crazy, but it's cool to see the franchise grow and to be a part of something so big now.
What was your like experience, I think, just as a viewer watching it after you've done the show? You were on season 4.
Yeah.
So I don't think people knew that you were on season 4, or some people don't know. But
so, yeah, I mean, I love the show in general. And so I was recapping every episode and then people were like, how do you like know so much? And I was like, well, I was on the show. So then it was kind of nice to be on the sidelines, kind of giving like little tidbits of insider information. But I'm still mind blown at how much it's grown. Like billions of views, right?
Yes. I think for season 6, we had 1.1 billion minutes watched.
That's billion minutes
is
watched. Crazy.
And for us, I think it was just one of those things where the whole casting team, I can only speak for our casting team, is that I think that we were just in awe thinking, oh my goodness, what just happened?
Yeah. Did you use like a different formula for season 6?
You know, for season 6, I think the thing that came about is because usually in casting, we are all different departments. So we have a casting department, you have the production department, you have the execs.
Yeah, because I went through like 10 interviews, I think.
Right. Yeah. And I think that for season 6 was the time that we all came together with the executive producers, you know, and ITV and then casting. And we all sat down and we kind of had a kumbaya moment to where we were talking to each other every single week, basically, and talking what we liked and what we didn't like about some of the upcoming contestants. I think that was the different part for us.
Interesting. Wait, that's so cool. So the execs had more of a say earlier on, basically.
Right. They were with us the whole time, I think. So I think that was a great moment because our team could hear the real life responses of what the execs think. Because I think most casting projects that we do is like you pitch people and then you'll wait a week and then you'll hear back from our execs or from the production company or the network. And this was real time. And we all like culminated into a group atmosphere to where we're now a family and we're watching that. So I think that was the difference from your season to season 6.
Yeah.
You're a great example is that people who just are who they are and they have no apologies for what they do or what they say. You know what I mean? You're unfiltered and you're always going to say what's on your mind. And you don't care what anybody thinks of what you say. Not in a negative way, but you know?
I think that's what was so refreshing to me for Love Island was that they actually let me embrace myself and my silliness because I feel like reality TV has such a bad rap of like, oh, you have to be like this trashy person or it's just like, but Love Island, you're genuinely there trying to find a relationship, but also like, I grew so much as a person too, but the fact that they let me like lean into like my humor and my silliness was so nice.
You were epic. On season 4, you were so epic because of the things that you would say. Like I always wanted to ask you, you know, it's the way that you thought, like the birds. Like, can you tell me about the example of the birds?
Oh my gosh.
What I'm talking about.
We literally were sitting on the daybeds one day and I was like, do you think birds are real? Because before TikTok was around then. So I would just always see like the birds aren't real things on TikTok. And I was like, you know, that's a very good point. I'm going to see what everybody in the villa thinks.
and you were just definite about it though, right? And you also, look at me, I feel like a total fan because now, you know, because although we've met each other before, you know, regarding the interviews and everything like that though, but to watch you on camera, because I don't think people know this though, but we're not in Fiji when the show's airing. You know, we're at
I never
home.
met you in person until after.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right, because we're in the back. We're mama bears who are letting our birds go. Like, let's just see what happens, you know, on what they're like in the villa. And so you also would do obstacle courses.
Yes.
Talk about it. Tell us.
I got to do, I mean, it was nice because I got to do whatever I wanted. Like, that's what people also are like, oh, is reality TV scripted? And it's like, no, you literally can do whatever you want. I was like, we had some downtime and I was like, okay, I'm going to take all of the furniture apart. I'm going to make an obstacle course for everyone. And we're just going to entertain ourselves because you don't have your phones. You can't like talk to anyone. So that's also why everyone gets so close to each other. And so why everything's so dramatic, because you're in this crazy environment. How do you find people? Is there like a mold you have to fill when you're casting for such a phenomenon like Love Island?
Thank you for asking. I think, well, one of the things that we like to do is we find people who are just ridiculously good looking.
Well,
I mean,
of
hello.
course.
Hi.
Not me, everyone else.
But beyond ridiculously good looking, we love funny. I love somebody who's just funny naturally.
Like Amaya.
Yes.
Amaya this season was
Like,
amazing.
and she didn't mean to be funny.
Right.
She just is funny, you know, and also people who are relatable, bold. You have to be bold for the show.
Totally.
You know, and you have to have charisma, the it factor, you know. But I think the more the thing is that you also have flaws and you accept those flaws. You know, I mean, you, for instance, you were like, hey, listen, this is me, flaws and all.
My extension's falling out the whole time. I was like, I'm trying to be cute on TV, but it's not me, so it's not working.
Right.
But I think that's what's so fun, me as a viewer, but also being on the show, is one, like, you genuinely do connect with all the other cast members because everyone truly is like a real person, but also watching as the audience, like each person is someone that somebody is on the outside world, you know?
Right.
So I feel like you guys do that so well in picking like people that everyone can relate to.
I think it's just the magic of talking to people, thinking about them, like thinking like, hey, can I have a beer with this person? You know, can I sit down and actually hang out with them? And the way that we talk, I mean, I'm like a trucker when it comes to language. I use the F-bombs all the time. And it's only just because I like conversation. And I think, and it's different because I think some casting shows, you know, or like if we're going to do interviews with edits, you know, it's like a answer and then it's a question answer.
Yeah.
With this, it's conversation. So the whole time it's not like an interview. You know, we're not interviewing, we're talking like this.
That was one thing that surprised me, was going through the interview process. Was they're like, okay, we don't really have questions for you. We just want you to tell us like your craziest stories. And I was like, oh, so I can just yap. Like, I'm so good at that. Like,
right.
It's amazing.
Because you know what? When you're on set, do you have anybody to prompt you?
No, that's so, oh wait, now it all makes sense now.
Right.
But it also takes a lot of pressure out of the whole interviewing process. But then at the same time, I would get so in my head, I was like, do they like me? I was just like talking the whole, like, what are they going to get from that?
But you are so genuine. You were always genuine. You're the same person outside of the villa as you are inside the villa, and that's what makes you real. That's what makes you so relatable to everybody, you know. And you were funny, and it wasn't something where you were pressing to be funny. You were just funny. You know, and fun, and people like from all flyover states, things like that. They're watching them going like, I so relate to Deb Chubb. And that's the difference. I think that's what we're trying to pinpoint, I think.
Totally. I
It's
mean,
hard,
especially
though.
in a world now where everything is so like such a facade. It's so nice to be able to, I think that's why everyone loves watching. You can just sit down and you relate to these people, and it's like, oh, they're not these like influencers. They're actual people trying to find love, and it's just refreshing to see compared to everything that's on the internet now.
It's hard.
Yeah.
You know, just because I think, like you said, this generation right now, I think it's people want to escape. You know, like when you break up with somebody, what do? You ghost them? You know?
Yeah.
And now you can't run. Not that we you know, not that you're trying to run outside the villa or anything like that, but you got to face and talk about your emotions.
You know, the craziest thing is when I went in there, I had no idea I was going to be talking about my emotions so much. I literally was like just thinking, oh, I'm just going to lay by the pool and flirt all day. And then I actually genuinely grew so much as a person and like in relationships. And it's helped me realize what I want and need in a relationship, which is wild considering it's Love Island.
That's the common things that everybody says when they come out of the villa.
Yeah.
Like, this was a learning experience for me. And where do you think that you were? What was the part in season 4 that you were like, boom.
Honestly, it was so early on because a bombshell came in night 1 and the guy that I was with went on a date with the bombshell. So then I had to be like, oh my gosh, I have to tell a man how I feel. And so I had to be like, hey, I like you. And so being vulnerable, like kind of not being forced to be vulnerable, but like you're in a situation where, oh, I either could go home or I could step outside my comfort zone. And so that kind of started the snowball effect of working on being vulnerable and like expressing how I feel to men, which
Do you think after you did the show, do you think that people came to you or messaged you asking you like, I felt that you were in my position, or I felt like I was Deb in my world, or anything
honestly,
like that?
Yeah, it was really cool to like feel seen and to be kind of like not hope, but like if I can do it, like you can do it. Like I can like face my fears and like tell somebody how I feel and do something outside of my comfort zone, whether that be go on Love Island or like stand up for myself.
I just want to know from your side, how was your audition experience, do you think? Like, tell me about the interview. Who did you interview with? Was it
Sam?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, love Sam. Yes. So I'm sure you know this, I applied for season 3.
Yes.
I remember I saw an application. I was just like in my bed bored one day and I was like, oh, didn't think anything would ever come from it because I'm just a girl. And then did like the interview with you guys. There's like 4 interviews, right?
Pretty much,
yeah. And then,
it always changes every season.
Yeah, and then you like talk to some execs, and then they were like, "Hey, it's not going to be a good fit." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Like moved on with my life. And then I was talking to this guy the next summer, and he ghosted me. And I was like, "You know what would be some really good payback is if I were to end up on Love Island." So then I hit you guys up again, did all of the interviews again, and I also think it was nice that I kind of had like a vibe of how it was going to be.
Right.
And then my season was in Santa Barbara. So then when we actually get to Santa Barbara is when we met the execs for the first time in person. And you also do your like in-person interview where you're kind of like dancing with the sign and stuff. So it was a really fun interview process. It was longer than I would expect, but right. And you feel like you're kind of like repeating the same things, but I think maybe it's because you're talking to different people.
That's right. I think that it's just because we always have people, that I guess that you're interacting with, just to see how you are with everybody, just to let your guards down. Because a lot of times I think that people come in and they think this is going to be a job interview. I'm going to be perfect for them, or I'm going to be, I'm going to be the villain. And there's no such thing. Like just be yourself, because you have cameras on you 24/7.
Yeah.
So you can't keep up that facade 24/7. For almost 6 weeks, right?
That's what like bothers me when people say they had a bad edit. Because I'm like, you didn't no, maybe you just suck. Sorry. Is there a part in the casting process where you're like, oh my gosh, this person is perfect. Like this is a star?
All the time. And it could happen right away. I mean, we do these. Okay, so just for season 8, I'm looking at pop-up material, which are pop-up villa, where NBC Peacock actually does these little pop-up events.
They're so fun.
Right. And it's like where people have 10 seconds to talk. I'm watching all the videos because I don't want to let our team watch it. I actually watch it myself.
I was just like, you're like the head honcho. You physically watch every single one?
Every single one of them. And only because I think you stood in line to come and say hi to us. So I feel like it's only appropriate for me to watch every single video and actually look at people, and just say, okay, guess what? Yeah, thank you so much for standing in line, and we really appreciate it. And I'm going to watch all your videos. And people pop. And the ones who pop are the ones who just... they don't have a filter. They don't care. They were like, listen, I had a really shit date the other night,
Yeah.
And I really hate this guy and I'm here for this. And just like how you just said about the guy who dumped you.
Yeah.
And when people give that energy, it's magic. I think it is. And, but we all have different opinions on everybody. I think that it's a conglomerate of what the execs think, what our producers think, what the network thinks, and what we as a casting team think. So just so we won't miss anybody, we always show them more people just to keep our bench warm, I guess you could say.
That's so nice to hear, because I feel like a lot of people have been like, oh, I'm not going to even apply because I know they're not going to watch it. They probably get so many applications.
We watch it. And we actually had thousands of applications because our applications are always open 24/7. So you could apply like in July or August or whenever, even when we're not casting. And then what happens is when our team comes on board, the first thing that we do is we look through every single application. But we do it from flyover states. states and then hit the big cities, only just to make sure that we cover everybody. That's how we found Karsten. Remember Bergie?
Oh, Bergie. Oh my gosh. Wait.
Yeah.
I love that.
Bergie came from an application and he was a Dairy Queen manager. Or
oh my gosh.
Yeah, and he was a Dairy Queen manager.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where you saw him and you're like, there's something about him. And I called him myself and I said, hey, call me back. This is, I'm the head of casting for Love Island. Would love to talk to you. Let's chat. And he called me and he's like, who are you? What is this all about? Like, amazing.
Wait,
Yeah.
that's so cute that you guys give like the small towns a chance too. Like I didn't realize that. That's so nice.
Just because you never know where the magic happens, or where the magic is or where the people are to find those gems and those people, because it's you're looking for relatability. So you're wanting the person who came from the small town. I mean, I came from a town of like 400 people, from a small town in Texas. So it's like you want to find those types of people because people can relate to those who are in the small towns,
So you can tell like right away when, like, if you were to see, like, did you see Amaya's tape and you were like, she's going to win?
Yes. I didn't think, well, let me put it this way. I didn't know if she was going to win or not, but I knew that she would be great on television. I think the whole team did. I think we were all like, wow, there's something about her because she didn't care about what anybody thought. Her dad came into the picture, on her interview.
Really?
And, she was, hey, hi, this is my dad. And you're thinking in your head like, wow, she just has so many stories, the way she is with herself. And she, again, unapologetic for who she was. And that's, I think, is the biggest key.
Yeah. That's like when people reach out to me and ask any advice for their applications, I say you just have to be yourself, which is so cliche, but have tons of stories to make yourself stand out a little bit, but at the same time, like, be a real person.
Right. It sounds so cheesy to say, be authentic. Be your authentic. So what does that mean?
But that's what I think in the application, because the first application is really long. It's like 100 questions, right?
Right.
And so I think in my mind, tell me if this is wrong, when I was filling out those questions, I tried to make them very conversational, to be like, oh my God, you'll never believe this story. And I genuinely think that is what helped me, because it was not like boring.
Right. And you weren't trying to impress us. I think that's the thing. Everybody thinks you have to impress. I'm going to be like, again, like I'm going to be the villain. I want to come in there and I'm going to get you guys a whole bunch of viewers.
Like so there's no like science to any of it.
There isn't any science. There isn't any science. It's because there's so many types of people that go on the show, like on your season, like, you were basically the funny one who was always, a great time. And then you and Maddie were together, besties, on the show.
And then there was Sydney who was crying.
Yes.
And then like our fashion diva, Courtney. Yeah. We had such a fun mix of people. So being in there was the craziest thing. I think day one is the most intimidating, because you walk in and I was expecting somebody to be like, okay, go do this, go stand here. And you literally, like, me and Serenity walked in and somebody was like, go open the champagne. And we're like, oh, okay. But like after that, you forget everything like that's going on around you. I forgot about the cameras. I forgot that I was being recorded. And I just genuinely was finding connections with guys and forming friendships, and literally nothing was forced other than us forcing us to wake up. That was the worst. Honestly, the worst was when they opened the blinds. They're like, good morning. It's like your dad waking you up in elementary school.
Did you know what time it was?
No, don't know what time it is. We started to figure out the time. We would like listen to the birds, be like, oh, it's morning. Or if it was a really late night, we'd be like, oh, the sun's going to come out soon.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it's so crazy, because it's hard to explain to people, because they're like, oh, reality show has to be scripted. It's like, and like, yeah, I'm sure there's something going on in the background. They have to like hit these things, but really, as a person, I never felt anything being like, you have to do this, you have to talk to this person. It was so just like, live your life, have fun.
That's amazing. I think that for us watching you guys, I think it's so, we have like anxiety 24/7 when we're watching the show, because we're watching it real time. I mean, the show is almost staged real time, and we're watching you grow into who you are on the show. that sounds weird to say that you're growing into,
Well, but it's
because
like
you are
know
who you
us
are.
better than the public, so you're kind of like being like, oh, come on, like get out of your shell. Because like I remember when Beldasha was on, and everybody's like, oh, she's talking so weird, and her mom was like, no, she's nervous. So it's like you guys are probably like, no, there's so much more. Like, come on, like pick it up.
Always. And I think that our stakes are so high watching you guys all. And I think that the magic that the executive producers do and the production team, I mean, I don't realize how crazy it is of a turnover, because it's like, what, 48 hours and then it's on the next day. So it's almost live.
Yeah. I don't know how they do it.
I have no idea. And the post, I have no idea how they are so magical in what they do. And our production staff, I don't know how they turn that over. But for us, it's like every single day we're glued to the TV more than most people are, because we're sitting there rooting for you guys, going, oh, please do good. You got this. And it hurts us when you have like a heartbreak.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, even on games, like on games. Oh, you know what I'm going to say, right? About Courtney, and when she called you out and you guys were close friends.
Yeah.
And that killed us, I think.
That was wild. But even I'm sure when you have like a favorite or somebody that you really connected with gets dumped, like what is that like?
So it hurts us. It's seriously, we feel like we're like the moms, you know, and we're sending our kid off to preschool. We're watching
You're like going to be at the villa, like at the end of the tunnel with orange slices and waters. Like,
yeah.
Team moms.
It's like crazy. You know what's so weird is for season 6, I think everybody shows up, you know, as they are. But Serena Page was one of my surprise people, or one of our surprise people, I should say, because I speak for the casting team though. But she was so bubbly and she was so energetic when she was on our interviews, and was like the life of the party. And when Cordell walked in after Casamore, the recoupling with Dea, you know?
Yeah.
And she just turned into a lioness. And for me, I'm watching, I still have chills. I have chills right now, going what she went through and how she navigated her emotions. We were all, as women, going, yes, go girl. Like, I feel your pain, because that has happened to all of us.
Literally.
You know?
Same with the audience. I think that's why everybody fell in love with her, because she was speaking for all of us.
All of us.
We've all been fucked over by stupid men. Right. But it was refreshing to see that. But it, like you said, it's probably true, because in the interviews, you're not really talking about, like, you can't really tell how somebody's going to stand up for themselves.
No.
Like, they can give you stories or situations, but watching, that's so cool.
Yeah, because we cast so many people. You know, we cast, I think that we look at around 700 plus people.
Whoa.
And more, actually, you know, with our applications and everything like that. But as far as regretting somebody to be on the show, you know, it's not a regret. It's thinking, why didn't you keep going? You know what I mean? I don't think that I ever had a regret for somebody to be on the show, but I do have that instinct of like, hey, listen, why didn't you go where you were supposed to go? Or why weren't you yourself?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Because have you seen people come on and they weren't how they were in their interviews?
Right. Yes.
You've seen that?
Yeah, sometimes.
Wow.
And right, our casting company, we've been doing this for 20 years though, but it's sometimes people cease to amaze us or cease to disappoint us. But I mean, we can't control that, you know, but there has been people who I was thinking, oh, you know, you were so different, you know, with us on interviews. You know?
It's so, I love Love Island that it's live, because the public can see through that. Like, it is so easy to tell when somebody's not being authentically themselves. So that's one of the, like, my favorite parts of Love Island, because then the public's like, what is, like, something's off.
They're savvy.
Yeah.
They're savvy. Our audience is savvy, and I think that they're vocal, and we learn every time. But sometimes you can't see that sometimes, you know, where you're thinking, like, we spend an hour with you. You know, we spend an hour, and then we spend more time with you with other interviews.
You still don't meet them in person, right? Or do you now?
Sometimes I do. Okay. Sometimes I do. You know, and then obviously if we scout them on the streets or something like that, obviously, though, we do meet them. But I think that, I mean, when you're in casting for so long, you think that you know somebody, though, but there's been people who are couples and they didn't even know that their husband or their wife was going to be, you know, turn out to be who they were, you know?
True.
So it happens with us sometimes.
You've been bamboozled.
After season 4, I mean, how do you think that it has changed you because you were on Love Island, you know? like we always want to know.
It made me more confident in myself. I think seeing that the public accepted me at my absolute craziest, worst, lowest points, but also my highest points made me really be like, oh, wait, I think I just need to like continue to be myself, as weird and awkward as that is, but it made me more confident in myself, and then it also made me want to pursue the things that I want to actually do more. So it was amazing to come out and be able to do social media full time. Now I'm nowhere near where they are now, but to be able to like make a living off of that, so I can have the freedom to pursue things that I've actually always wanted to do, like acting and improv and just being more creative, has been the most amazing thing to come out of it.
So do you think that Love Island was positive thing in your life?
I think it was a positive thing. Maybe looking for a husband might be a little different, but career-wise, it's been really positive.
Do you still talk to Jesse?
I've not spoken to him since November 2022.
Really? Yeah. I do feel like I have a dream job, and I think it's like our whole team, I think we live for this, meaning that we live for finding people who can make an impact in people's lives, or that we can make an impact in their lives. Hopefully, hopefully it's a positive experience, and then also find love, like Hannah and Marco.
Yeah.
Like the fact that they're engaged. I'm like,
know.
hello.
I know.
Where's our
works.
babies? Where's our grandbabies? It works.
But you do have the coolest job ever.
I thank my lucky stars every single day. I mean, I've been everything from a, from a front desk Asian at a hotel to a publicist, to everything. And it's one of those things where this is a culmination of every factor. And I don't think I ever want to be anywhere else. Every day's different.
Yeah.
And every person's different. And I mean, I was just talking to somebody before I came up here, telling him about how to apply for the show. Oh. And it's that whole, it's coming back, season 8. We have such a long casting period. I think it's like 6 to 8 months that we find you, people like you. During that time, I mean, you might fall out. You might become a partner in love, you might get a job that you can't do the show. And after this 6 to 8 months, while it's going, people don't realize that we're still casting while the show's on. So when the show comes
your
out,
job never ends.
Well, yeah, it basically
you're always looking for people.
Always looking for people.
Wow.
Yeah, right when the intros start and day one starts, we're still looking for people just to have a bench of people to make the show fresh.
Right.
In case that somebody might fall out at the last minute, that might come in to cost them more.
Yeah.
Or people who are the last bombshells, so we're still casting while the show is airing.
If you were to go to lunch right now and see a hot person, would you tell them to apply?
100%. and also our team, even though that they might be on other shows, because we work on other shows when we're not working on Love Island, they're always looking. And then our executive producers, they were like, hey, I might have seen this person, what do you think of these people? Yeah, so we're always looking. I actually ran in my neighborhood. My boyfriend and I were walking, and this guy was running, and he looked like this beautiful gazelle. That's the only way I could describe him. He was like a gazelle running. And I'm like, who is this leaping, beautiful human? And I told my boyfriend at the time, I mean, we're really old. So I was like, listen, we're walking. And I was like, just hold on, I'm going to run after this guy. I literally ran, and he's like, who is this strange woman, Filipino woman running after me? And I'm like, hi, would you ever do the show? And so, yeah. Always casting.
And even do you guys send each other TikToks too?
Always.
The reach is just everywhere.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I think that we're just in shock and awe right now.
Yeah.
Just how grateful we are that it's such a phenomenon. Do
you think there was a difference in the cast in season 6 and 7 that made people kind of fall in love with season 6 a little bit more than season 7?
That's a great question. I do. I think that you know what? I think that every season's different.
Right.
I can't really say
you also
that
can't
one's better than the other.
The magic.
Yeah. All of the ensembles for each season, like your season 4, season 3, season 2, season 5 and 6, everything is different though. But the ones who watched the show and have remembered from season 1, we didn't even cast season 1 or 2. We came in on season 3 though.
Okay.
And but every season, the ensemble is just different and unique in its own way. So I can't really say that I liked season 7 more than less than I liked season 6. I think it's different.
Is there like, it's like a puzzle you have to put together. Like you have to, do you do any of the like, oh, this person would be good with this guy or this girl? Do you do any of those mix and matches, or is that execs?
I think, well, it's a culmination of everybody though. But at the end of the day, it is actually the execs and the producers of the network, and they get together and they actually find out who's going to be the OGs, who's going to be, you know, Casa, who's going to be the bombshells. We don't even know. So this is a great little tea for you.
Yeah.
I think that when we have the cast reveal, the day of the cast reveal, we don't even know who the OGs are going to be.
No way.
We have zero idea, only because it's just kept under wraps so tight that, I mean, because we're back here in the States while they're, you know, filming, that they keep it really, really, really tight. So it's actually just as exciting for us as it is for everybody at home watching, because we're like on pins and needles wanting to know who became the OGs.
That's crazy. Does the timeline of when you apply and have your interviews affect when you go in the show?
That's a great question too. Who are you? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't, because you could come in October, you could be in one of our first pitches, or you could be at the final pitch. You know, it doesn't matter where you come in, just as long as you're still stay single and, you know, and we'll call you. And sometimes it takes us like a couple of months and say, hey, you remember us?
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, we're always continuously casting, and we might pull up people from past seasons too that might have auditioned for the show. That's very rare though, but mainly it's always like new people who apply, people who come to the pop-ups, or people that we scout and find. Sometimes we even go to like labor unions. We find people at schools, everything, you know, just to find a great roundabout cast.
I'm so happy I went on the show. It honestly has made me who I am today, and it has made me somebody that I'm so proud to be, and it was the best experience of my life.
Thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
I love you.